been a long time. By long time, I mean like over a year that I haven't posted on this channel, but I am back and I'm better. And to start off today's video, I have a very exciting announcement. Drum roll, please. I'm starting my own podcast. Woo! As you guys can see, this is the podcast name. It's going to be called Safe Space Talks. There are a lot of podcasts everywhere, but I really wanted to just do this mainly on mental health. I'm going to be having guests from a lot of places, a lot of your favorite influencers on my podcast, talking about strictly mental health. It's something that you guys don't really see a lot on social media. You guys see a lot of chisme, a lot of other things, but you guys really don't know what really goes on in influencers' life. Because, you know, we're real human people. We're people. We go through things. So what better way to get to know your guys' favorite influencers than to know them mentally, physically, what they've gone through. So not only they can help you guys, but they can also help themselves as they're talking through their traumas. I'm excited for you guys to see who my first ever guest was. It was amazing. I'm gonna give you guys a hint. It's a girl, but I'm so excited. I'll be posting that after this video. But today I wanted to do a get to know me video just because I know a lot of you guys have been supporting me for a lot of years, but a lot of you guys don't know who I really am, like where I'm from, my age, my full names, etc. Before we get into the questions, a quick life update since you guys saw me last time on this channel. I am now married to the love of my life. We got married on May 20th, 2023. We have our baby. Not a human baby, but our dog baby. His name is Peluche. We live in Houston, Texas now, if you guys didn't know. And I think those are like the big major life updates. And obviously I'm starting a podcast, which is really life-changing. But let's get into the questions. First question, super easy. What is my full name? My full name used to be Valentina Cañas Afanador, but ever since I got married, my name now is Valentina Damas. But I don't have a middle name. You guys were asking me, what's your middle name? What's your middle name? But I don't have a middle name. It's just Valentina, now Damas. How old are you? I am 24 years old, which leads me to the next question. When is your birthday? My birthday is June 16th, 1999. Yes, I'm a little bit old, but still a little bit young. But yeah, I'm 24 years old. Next question. Where were you born/raised? I was born in Bogota, Colombia, and I was raised in Miami, Florida. For you guys who don't know, both my parents are Colombian. I was born in Colombia. The only one who wasn't born in Colombia was my little sister, Valeria. I came to the United States at the age of 2 years old, so I was still a baby. And yeah, I loved growing up in Miami. It was really, really fun. I loved the sun, the beach, the weather. It was amazing. I got this question asked a lot. What do you do for a living? I am a full-time content creator. It's been around 2 years that I've been doing this as my full-time job. I get paid with brands, sponsorships. I get paid through YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So yeah, that's what I do for a living. How long have you been dancing for? I've been dancing since the age of 3 years old. I'm now 24, so it's been a long time. I was in that world for like 18 years of my life, nonstop. After I graduated, I did music videos, I did a bunch of stuff, but now I'm a full-time content creator. But I do take dance classes on Fridays at my church, so it's really, really fun. How did your passion for dance start? My passion for dance started at a very young age. I'll insert a little clip right here of me dancing to Shakira. I used to love to dance even before my parents put me into dance classes. I was born to be a dancer, a performer, a star, a little superstar. I actually got that all from my dad. My dad is a very good dancer, very good singer. He's just really well-rounded in that, like the arts. My mom is very smart. She knows how to dance. But my daddy was just really the one who liked to dance, liked to sing, liked to do a lot of things. So I got it from my daddy. Ooh, next question. Did you ever want a brother growing up? Yes, 1,000 times yes. I grew up with just my little sister Valeria. If you guys don't know her, this is her. So cutie. But I always wanted to grow up with a little brother, like a baby brother, like smaller than Valeria. Just because it was just the two of us, and my mom, if you guys don't know, she was supposed to have another daughter before me. She sadly passed away at only 2 days old. She had a lot of complications in her, and sadly she passed away. Then I came along. I was my parents' rainbow baby. If you guys don't know what that is, it's just a baby that is born after you have a miscarriage, after you have infant loss, any type of loss in a baby before you have the other baby. It's considered a rainbow baby. So I'm that baby for them. But I always wanted them to have more babies, but sadly they just didn't. So it's just the two of us, but it's okay. Did you have a quinceañera? Yes, I did. And I didn't have a big quinceañera. I actually had it at my parents' house in Miami where I grew up. It was in the backyard. We have a pool in the middle, so the chairs and the tables were around it. I'll insert a picture right here. It's a pink dress. I was looking with a little tiara. I was so cute with my heels. The first time I ever wore heels like that. It was really, I think about it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought I was so grown. Like, I was only 15 years old. Like, come on, girl. When did you graduate high school and did you go to college? I graduated high school in 2017. So yes, I'm a little old. And did I go to college? Yes, I did. I went for a full, I think 2 semesters, so a full year, I think. I sadly stopped going because I had a lot of mental health issues going on with me and I just really couldn't focus. And then I told myself, I'm gonna go back whenever I feel better mentally. Then 2019 passed by, still wasn't feeling good. 2020 passed by, I was feeling better, then the virus hit and I said, I'm not doing class online. And then 2021 came along, I became an influencer and the rest is history. And thank God, because I really hated school my whole entire life. I was really good at school, but I just didn't see myself doing any type of school in the future. I always saw myself as a dancer, as an actress, a singer, never really in a studious way, if that makes sense. And that leads to my next question. What were you really good at school? I actually really loved history and math. I know that's pretty weird because I always tell my husband, I'm like, babe, I used to love history. Like, I don't know why, I just really loved it. And I think growing up now, if you guys know me, I have a really good memory. And for history, you have to learn like the dates, like people, presidents, religions, all these different things. And I just now know why I loved it so much. I have a really great memory and I just love learning about like the world and how it used to be and where we come from. So yeah, history I loved and I was really good at math. Up until my junior and senior year, I slacked off, but let's not talk about that. Would you have ever considered studying psychology? So actually, when I went to college, I actually went into majoring in business at first because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, but at least if I go into business, I'm gonna learn a little bit about what is going on with like money and like saving and like buying a house and like loans and all these things, because I didn't grow up learning that. Like, I don't know about your guys' school, but my school, we were never taught about taxes. So I went into business, didn't really enjoy it, didn't really love it. Then after that semester ended, I switched to psychology. And now I was like, I want to be a therapist. Like, I want to just help others in need with their mental health. And that's something that I was always really passionate about. Thankfully, I ended up using that passion in another way. It wasn't really towards anything like being a therapist or anything, but I now do a lot of mental health content and I try my best to help a lot of you guys out. And now I'm going to have my own podcast about mental health, so it brings me a lot of joy because I love helping others. I have a heart for people. But yeah, if I did go back to school, if anything else failed, I would probably go back to finish my psychology major. It's a lot of school, but I'll probably get it done. What made you start social media? Guys, I've been loving social media since I was in middle school, ever since I got an iPhone. I used to love posting on Instagram. I used to love posting my dance videos online, on Twitter especially. That's where I started. And then I actually started gaining a good amount of following. I had about 23 to 24K, I think, on Instagram before I became an influencer. And I think I had like 20K on Twitter because that was where I was posting all of my dance content. So that's how I really started with social media. But before I became an influencer, guys, I will insert a picture here of the thumbnail because I'm not showing you guys the video. It's so embarrassing. My sister and I did a whisper challenge on my YouTube channel. I think it was my junior year. It was 2016. Oh my gosh, I look back on it and it was just so embarrassing. But I've always wanted to do YouTube. I've always wanted to do YouTube. I've always wanted to be a dancer. I've always wanted to be in the arts, social media world. But yeah, that's pretty embarrassing, as you guys can see by this thumbnail. Let's not talk about that. When did you have your first big encounter with Jesus? I had my big first encounter with Jesus in my first ever retreat that I went to, actually. The church that I used to go to back then when I was younger, they used to have a lot of youth-based retreats. So my sister and I would go on these retreats, and the first one that we ever went to. And long story short, I experienced the presence of God, and I was very, very young. I was 10, 11 years old. So yeah, that was really the first time that I experienced Jesus, and that's where my love for Jesus began, really. That retreat, I forgot the name of it, but that retreat changed my life. It really did. Sunsets or sunrises? I'm more of a sunset girly just because I really do not enjoy waking up early. But when I have gone to wake up early for a sunrise, I just love it. But I would say sunsets. If you guys ever want to make me happy, DM me a picture of the sky and I'll love you forever. What is your favorite compliment to get from others? So I love physically when people tell me that I have a great smile, that I have a radiant smile, but I really do love when people tell me that I really make like an impact when I go into a room. Like they tell me that I'm like a ball of sunshine and rainbow. And if you guys are close to me, my friends and family, my husband, know that I'm always smiling. I'm always cracking a joke. I'm always trying to make people happy and laugh and feel confident and comfort. So yeah, I just love making people happy. I have a heart for people. And I just love to be that like light in the room. I really, really do love that. So when people tell me that, it really makes my heart happy. What is one moment that you knew changed your life forever? I think the moment that really made me like realize like, wait, like I'm living in my like dream like life. It was when I got paid my first ever sponsorship. I used to work at my first ever job after graduating high school was I was a dance teacher. Then I worked at Victoria's Secret / Pink at a mall in Miami. If you're from Miami, I worked at Dolphin Mall. So insane because I worked seasonal, so I worked for Christmas and it was so insane. Then I worked as a waitress / hostess at a restaurant in Miami. And then after that, I stopped working because I was like, I don't like to work, like whatever. And then I started getting into music videos. I did a lot of music videos for artists like Daddy Yankee, Sesh, Anuel. You really don't get paid really well for music videos if I'm being honest, and they're not really consistent. So you will get chosen for a music video 1 week and then the next month, you know, it's just not consistent. So when I was doing music videos, I was pretty broke. Like I was really, really, really broke. So when I became an influencer and I got my first ever sponsorship, I was like, wait, like what is going on? Like what is this money? Like I had never seen that much money in my life. Like I was like, I used to have to work a lot for this type of money. So I think that was the first time that I was like, wait, my life is like changed like forever. And then I think after that, where I really realized my life was like crazy and it was like a whoa moment was when I was on Dancing with Myself. Last year, I was on the dance show Dancing with Myself on NBC with Shakira, Liza Koshy, and Nick Jonas. That completely changed my life forever. I think that was the moment where I realized like, wow, like I used to pray for things like this. Like I used to like dance to Shakira like I showed you guys earlier as a little baby girl, and now I'm dancing in front of her as like she's my judge and she's telling me like a bunch of great things about myself. Like I think that was like a whoa moment. Like wow, like my life has changed. Like I'm living in a dream. Do you wish you had more siblings? Yes, but I wouldn't want it any other way. Like I love my sister with my whole heart and I love that it's just the two of us, but I used to always want more siblings. Like I said earlier, I used to want a little brother, and obviously knowing that I was supposed to be the middle sister and I was supposed to have an older sister always really made me like question a lot of things, like how my life would have been like if I had an older sister. Would I have chosen like the paths that I did in life if I had an older sister? Because you know, usually the older sisters are the ones who kind of like mess up, like kind of like the rebels, and like the little siblings are the ones who learn from them. But it's okay. Life was the way that it happened. I sadly didn't have an older sister. She passed away, and it was just Valeria and I my whole life, but I wouldn't want it any other way. So now I always tell Jacob like I want to have a big family, and so does he, thank God. So we're both on the same page on that. So I'm excited for me to have a lot of kids. Well, actually, I don't know about a lot, but we'll see. We'll see about that one. What is your biggest goal in life? The most important thing in life to me is family, and that's something that, you know, I grew up knowing and learning as I grew up to be older. I always wanted to like have a bunch of friends and to like, you know, like do this and do that, but really like at the end of the day, what you really have is the people who are closest to you, which is your family. And I was fortunate enough to have both my parents growing up. They're still together to this day. They've never been divorced. I have a little sister. And so I just want to provide that for my future kids. I want to be the best mom that they can possibly have. I won't be perfect, but I definitely want to just be a great mom. I feel like something that was instilled in me as a little girl was that I really wanted to be a wife and I really wanted to be a mom. So yeah, I think my biggest goal in life is to be a great mom, and I'm so excited for whenever that comes. Not me about to tear up, like what is going on with me? Anyway, did you feel lost after graduating high school? Yes, yes, and yes. I did not know what I was gonna do with my life. I was like, I hate going to school. I need to pursue dance all the way because there's no way I'm gonna be working for somebody. I always wanted to be my own boss. So it was either dance or have my own business. But even then, like those are kind of like dreams that you think of. Like I always wanted to like be a background dancer for artists like Maluma. And those are just dreams, you know? So in in reality, I had to go to college, I had to like go to work, like make some money, go to 9 to 5. But if you're in high school, if you already graduated and you feel lost, guys, dream big, guys, because I promise you, I was in your shoes one time. I had really big dreams that seemed almost impossible. But with God, everything is possible. And when you put your mind to something and you really want to pursue that, go all in. Like literally go all in. Even if people are telling you, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You're never going to achieve that. Do not listen to them. If it's meant to happen, it will happen. And if you put all your force and might and like creativity and everything that you want into something, you will achieve it. Trust me, you will achieve it. How many tattoos do you have? What do they all mean? Okay, I have 9 tattoos, so I'm gonna try to do this very quickly. This is my parents and my sister's first letter of their name. So instead of it being like an A with like a little slash, it's Alexandra, Andres, Vanessa, and Valeria. And instead of it being a little slash like an A, I did them as arrows because no matter what we go through in life, like ups and downs, we're always gonna be family. Then I have these 2 tattoos. It says still breathing with a semicolon. Then I have this butterfly tattoo. The still breathing tattoo I got after I turned 18 years old. It has a lot of meaning to me because like you guys know, I wanted to end my life at the age of 17 years old. So I got my semicolon tattoo in 2018 and then my butterfly I got it in 2020. And that 2020 was like when I started feeling like really good mentally, and the butterfly represents growth. It represents my path and my growth in mental health in life, that I've conquered a lot of things that I didn't think I would. So that represents growth, and I wanted to do it right next to each other so I can remind myself like I've been through a lot of things, and even though I've been through a lot of things, I can get through even more. Then I have this spine tattoo that goes all the way to the top. It means let go and let God in Hebrew. It's really self-explanatory. Let go of all your worries, let go of everything, and just let God take care of it. Once you give everything to God, it's just much easier. You don't want to fight your battles alone, you know? So I always remind myself to just let go of all my worries, all my anxieties, all my stress to God, and He will handle it. Obviously, I have to put in my work. I have to, you know, do something, but He will handle it. He is a Prince of Peace, and He will take care of everything. Then I have one right here. It says self-love. I got it as well the same year as my butterfly. I grew up not very confident in myself, and I will do another video on having confidence and knowing who you are. But yeah, it's just very self-explanatory, self-love. I learned to love myself, so I got that. Then I got this tattoo. It represents my mom and my sister Valeria and my older sister Vanessa and me. So it's a little moon with 3 little stars around them. My mom always loves to tell me that I'm her moon, and whenever she sees a full moon, she always tells me to look out the window or wherever I am. She always tells me, who does the moon belong to? And I tell her, me, mine. And then so that's her little thing. She's like, she's my moon and I'm her moon. And then I have Proverbs 31:25 right here. Insert a picture. It's my favorite verse in the Bible. It says, she is clothed with strength and dignity and laughs without fear of the future. I love what it represents. It represents a woman of God that is without fear of the future, and that's something that I deal with a lot, is just anxiety. So it's just a good reminder to not have fear of the future because God is with me. So that's that. Then here I have a bouquet of flowers of my mom, my dad, my sister, and my husband's birth flower, and I have a little butterfly to represent my sister Vanessa. That was supposed to be her name, my older sister. And I didn't know this, but Vanessa means butterfly, which I had no idea. And my whole life, my mom and I, when we would see butterflies, we'd always say, oh, like that's Vanessa, she's here like roaming around her home. And so later on, literally when I got this tattoo, I didn't know that, and a supporter told me, she was like, did you know that a butterfly means Vanessa? And I was like, you're literally lying, like that was God. So yeah, and then the last one I have is in the back of my ear. It says, it's a little V with a cross. I got it with my best friend Valerie. Both of us are V, so then we decided to get matching tattoos, and then we got the little cross on one of the V's like this to represent our relationship with Jesus. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that was it. How many kids do you want to have? I want to have at least 2 kids, and I think at most, I think 5 at most. But it also depends on like my first 2 pregnancies. Like I for sure want to have 2. So after that, I'm gonna be like, do I really want to have more? Should we stop? Should we keep going? So we'll see. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So in 5 years, I'll be 29. I'm 24 now, so I think in 5 years I would want to have at least 1 baby, maybe 2. Who knows? I would probably have to get into it now though, but I would want to have at least 1 baby. I would want my husband and I to own a home, whether it be here in Texas or wherever God takes us. I would want to have my own clothing brand, which I promise you guys is coming really soon. And yeah, there's a lot of other goals, but I feel like that's like one of the main goals, is to be a mom, buy a house, and just to keep growing my relationship with God. If you can talk to your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her? I would hug her with all my heart and might, and I will tell her that everything is going to be okay and to not worry, that her future is very bright. I would tell her that you still need to finish school and try your best, but that all your dreams and visions that God gave you as a little girl will come true. And yeah, to not worry, that everything's gonna be okay. And I will just hug her so much, because man, my younger self went through so much. Sometimes I wish I could just hug her, you know, and just tell her that she's okay. But yeah, that's what I would tell her. What do you feel is your biggest accomplishment? I feel like as of right now, my biggest accomplishment is just having a really healthy life. The life that I'm living is really my dream life. I feel like that's the biggest accomplishment. Having my relationship with God be the way it is. And that's something that I'll talk about more in the testimony video. I kind of steered away from God for a while, and just having him back in my life just really changed my life completely. Being married was a big accomplishment. Having our own place was a big accomplishment. Hopefully soon I will get my own car, my first ever car, whenever that will be, hopefully soon. That will be a next accomplishment. So it's just a lot of great things, but what I mentioned has been really life-changing and one of my greatest accomplishments for sure. Where would you be if social media never worked out for you? I would be a dance studio owner. I've always wanted to be a dance studio owner. I never really loved to teach more than I love to dance. I like doing it, but I didn't have a passion for it. But I really did see me owning a studio though. I've always loved kids. I love dancing, so combining the two, having your own studio, but I really wanted to put my own twist on it. I'm not gonna say nothing just in case I do end up doing it in the future. But yeah, I would be a dance studio owner and just keep pursuing my love for dance with kids. What are some stores that you shop at most? Okay, I have a lot of clothes, but most of my clothes are from Princess Polly, from Zara, Cotton On, Brandy Melville. I thrift a lot of stuff, like I go to a lot of vintage slash thrift stores that I get my like jackets from, jeans, like these are thrifted Tommy Hilfiger jeans. If I can't think of it right now, I'll just pop it up right here. These are really all the stores I love to shop at. Literally love shopping. It's just what I love to do. What are you most proud of yourself for? I'm proud of myself for not giving up. I feel like that's something that I never really gave myself credit for. I feel like life has been really tough for me throughout the years, and something that I never did was give up, although I really was close to giving up at a lot of points in my life. I never gave up and I kept pushing forward. I kept being strong. And I don't know if you guys know this, but my name is Valentina, which it is the feminine version of Valentine and means strong or healthy. That literally makes me want to cry, because my whole life I felt like I was always very the opposite. You know, whenever I started dealing with mental health issues, I thought I was very weak. People around me made me feel like I wasn't worthy of love, that I was very unhealthy, that I was just not strong or healthy. It's just a good reminder to myself that God named me. Well, my parents named me, but God instilled that name in my parents, and I can't thank them enough, because it's a good reminder every day that I'm strong and I'm healthy, physically and mentally. Okay, last two questions. What are some of your hobbies? I love to color. I love to pennyboard. I love taking pictures, and I'm not talking about like me being the model. I love to take pictures, like me myself. Like I used to have a love for photography as a little girl, and I actually have my first ever camera in my closet, and I used to want to be a photographer. Actually, I wanted to get into like photography, go to photography school. I love making like little videos, like you know those like cool aesthetic videos that you see like of people like the beach and like people running around, like you know those feel-good videos. I used to do them back in the day. So videography, photography, skateboarding, pennyboarding, coloring. I have a lot of hobbies actually. I love to sing. It's a hobby for now, but I'm actually taking singing classes, but we're gonna see about that one. And I think there's way more, but those are the ones that I can think of for right now. Last question. Something to end this on a really, really great note. What is a characteristic trait that you love about yourself? I love about myself that I love people. I have a heart for people. I'm a very empathetic person. I'm an empath, like times 1,000. Whenever somebody cries, I cry. Whenever somebody's happy, I'm happy. I congratulate everybody around me. I just love people. Like, I have a heart for people, and I love that I do this for a living, that I get to, you know, be an influence to others, and just being able to, you know, be grateful and thankful enough to be able to give back to the community. And a lot of my friends tell me all the time, like, I love that you just like feel for people, and I love that about myself. I feel like I don't really like tell myself a lot of compliments, but I feel like that's something that I really admire in myself, a little self-love moment. But yeah, I have a heart for people, and I love that about myself. That is it for my very first YouTube video back on YouTube. I love you guys so much. I promise you guys this isn't the end. This is just the beginning. We are ending the year very strong and starting the next year very strong. I will be posting my first ever podcast episode very soon after this video is being posted. I can't wait to take you guys along with me, to start my own clothing brand, to just continue this thing that I have going on and growing alongside you guys, and just be able to give back to you guys as much as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you in my next video.